Yo guys, welcome back to SempreInter TV. Today, here to do a quick preview of our match against Cagliari tomorrow in Sardinia. Of course, Inter coming off the 4-0 victory against Lecce in the last match day. The boys will be full of confidence after a great pre-season under Antonio Conte. The new signings like Sensi, Barella and Lukaku all look like they've been integrated into the team really well already. And so I'm looking forward to this match. Once again, I don't think it will be an easy match. Cagliari away has always been a tough place to go to for Inter. And of course, Cagliari have had a very interesting summer transfer market with some very interesting incomings. The likes of course, Radja Nainggolan. Conte today in the press conference was asked about Radja Nainggolan, and he was like, I'd have complete respect for the player. I wanted him when I was at Chelsea, so you can see the decision to let Radja Nainggolan go was not a footballing decision. It was a completely decision made outside of football in terms of his behaviour and his attitude outside of football, his professionalism. As we know, Radja is a warrior, a battler, and of course he will be up for the match tomorrow to prove Inter wrong, as he said in his presentation. He will be trying his best to beat us, and now I'm expecting a goal from him actually. I reckon he'll score one of his bangers from outside the box. He's actually been playing in a defensive midfield regista role in his first match for Cagliari, the last match, which was quite surprising because in his career he's kind of moved further and further forward when he ended up with Spalletti as becoming an attacking midfielder. But now Maran, the Cagliari coach, has asked him to do a different role, and I didn't watch the match, Cagliari's match last time round, but I heard he was okay and he didn't look his best there. So I'm interested to see where he has actually played, and of course they've also signed Rahul from Napoli and also Nandes from Boca Juniors. So I'm interested to see how they play in that midfield, and they've also signed Giovanni Simeone from Fiorentina, the promising 24-year-old striker who is obviously the son of El Cholo Simeone, quite highly rated by a lot of people a few years ago. Quite a good striker, but I never thought he was had the potential to be a top level striker, but I might be proven wrong. So Pavoletti is injured for them, which is a big plus for us. He's a massive threat in the air, and last season, if you remember, he caused us all sorts of headache in the air and scored against us as well. So it's great news for us that he's injured, but of course with Simeone coming in as a similar type of player, of course not as big and physical. In terms of Inter's team, I'm expecting probably the same lineup as the last match. Maybe Ranocchia will leave the starting 11 for Godin, who's now seems to return to full fitness, but Antonio Conte in the pre-match conference didn't really seem to give out too much. He was asked about Godin and De Vrij, and he was like, let's see. So hopefully, we don't have to play with Ranocchia there, although he has, did alright against Lecce, but he wasn't really tested. I want to see Godin or De Vrij starting there. Everywhere else, I think everyone's pretty much confirmed in their places. I think at the moment, maybe Barella would like to get a start ahead of Vecino in midfield, as he made a good impact off the bench in his 25 minutes or so against Lecce, and Vecino was, a 6 out of 10 maybe, and Barella of course coming back to against his old club like Nainggolan, so he'll be looking to start for sure. Up front, I think Lautaro and Lukaku are pretty much confirmed. Very unlikely that Sanchez will start, and we'll see if he even gets any minutes. But the way Conte works, he usually likes to get his players working with the Pintus, the preparator first, get them up to a Conte level of fitness, which is a different level of fitness from other coaches. That's the same decision taken with Biraghi, who's not part of the squad. He will stay at Piano Gentile training and getting his fitness levels up to the Conte standard. Conte was also asked about Valentino Lazzaro, who of course has been signed to hopefully take on the mantle of the starting right wing back position, but Candreva put in a masterclass last week, so he's pretty much a given to be starting. And the way Antonio Conte spoke about Lazzaro in terms of he will take time to adapt to Serie A, coming from the Bundesliga and the Austrian league before that. Of course, he's only changed recently to a right wing back. He used to be more of an attacking winger before, so it will take him time to adapt to Italy in terms of physicality and especially in the tactical sense. So in other news, of course, As much as I pretty much avoided this summer talking about this situation, which is of course the Mauro Icardi telenovela, the drama that's going off the field for Inter, I have to talk about it a little bit today because he has sued Inter. He's taking Inter to court.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble.
He's taken Inter to court for on the grounds of mistreatment in workplace, and I had a read of the actual papers, the 15-page document of the lawsuit against Inter, and it's a good read, especially if you can read Italian. I'm sure SempreInter will put up a translation soon up on the website. But the key takeouts from that, he has been kicked out of the group chat of Inter players and Inter coaching staff where they discuss the training session times and all that kind of stuff.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Also, throughout the document, they've actually used newspaper articles to back themselves up in terms of some of the statements that have been made in there. And a few times in there, Icardi seems to be really pissed off about the fact that he was put to the side alongside João Mario and other Primavera players or youth players instead of being put in with the first team. So very strong statements made by the Inter management there. And yeah, they've definitely pissed Icardi off. And also one of the pages listed the testimonies that Icardi will call upon if Inter is taken to court in trial, you know. And the list is all the teammates that are part of the Inter squad right now. I mean, if this is not distracting to our season, I don't know what is. And this is literally why I do not have the names of players in the back of my shirts. Like this shirt, I only have a number 7 in there because that's my favorite number, but I don't have any players behind. My other Inter shirts, I have no names. The only names I would have if I buy an Inter shirt would be Zanetti and maybe Ronaldo R9, the original, and that's it, because I just don't believe in supporting individual players. You know, I support the badge, I support Inter, and I feel bad for a lot of you guys out there who have Mauro Icardi shirts. You know, nothing for you to blame you guys on, but you could see, I think, down the road that this is the type of person he is. This has not surprised me one bit. The steps he's taken, the timing of the step is also, you know, 2 days before the end of the transfer window, with Monaco, who came in with a serious offer, with Atletico Madrid, who also are reportedly very serious about acquiring Mauro, and he just doesn't want to leave. He's pretty much intent on ruining his career. He's willing to pretty much sit out the remainder of 2 years of his contract, I think, just to spite Inter. He feels humiliated, but this is getting more and more humiliating for Inter. As Spalletti said a few months ago, you know, shout out to my bold coach who called this out much ahead of everyone else. He said negotiating with an Inter player to put on an Inter shirt is humiliating for all Inter fans, and this is exactly humiliating for Inter as a club, the fans, the people, and everyone watching this debacle. Is absolutely disgraceful. But of course, with all the Vandanara stuff, I think Inter do have a counter argument to sue Icardi as well, in terms of Vandanara has been slandering the players and the team on public television, so that's libelous, and that's I think Inter would have grounds to counter sue. But of course, I'm not a legal expert in this at all, but I'm confident in Marotta and the management to resolve the situation. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you make of this whole situation? And of course, more importantly, let's talk about the match as well. Let me know your score prediction. I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Inter. I think it's going to be a bit more of a struggle this time round. Cagliari like to play it quite physical, so let's see how Inter cope with that more physical threat. And yeah, let me know in the comments below, who would you start? What do you make of the Icardi situation? As always, please like and subscribe. And as always, Forza Inter. Ciao.